From a throwaway line in the middle of a deleted dying moment, shedding further light on one of the galaxy's oddest beats, to precisely how the God of Thunder's latest toy actually works. These are those deleted sci-fi moments that explain or inform utterly perplexing movie occurrences. Gareth here from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 deleted sci-fi movie scenes that explain confusing moments. Number 10. Ridley's shocking loss informs her bond with Newt. Aliens. While it'd be unfair to claim that Ellen Ripley's need to save young Newt from the clutches of the terrifying xenomorphs occupying LV-426 was in any way illogical, a scene cut from the theatrical version of James Cameron's legendary Aliens feature does make her reasons for putting herself in harm's way for the recently discovered youngster a little clearer. Said deleted scene sees Ripley sit down for a conversation with Weyland-Yutani representative Carter Burke not long after waking from stasis. And it's here when the xenomorph survivor asks, "Do you have any news about my daughter?" With Ripley being asleep for some 57 years, Burke is forced to break the news of her daughter actually passing away 2 years earlier at the age of 66 years old. And it's her response of "I promised her I'd be home for her birthday, her 11th birthday," and subsequent tears that then reframe her eventual need to save Newt from there on out. Without the scene, Newt is simply a child in danger. With it, she's a chance to make up for the fact Ripley wasn't there for her own daughter due to her alien battles and stasis sacrifice in the first film. Number 9. A number of major moments are explained in deleted scenes. Prometheus. It's safe to say that a number of folks were left a little bit puzzled heading out of Ridley Scott's return to all things sci-fi that was Prometheus. In truth though, the legendary director did actually piece together a number of the answers that would have made the likes of that engineer's introduction and some out-of-nowhere murders a bit more understandable. Perhaps the most obvious example of a brief extended version of a scene likely clearing up one of the more confusing aspects of the prequel comes in the form of the film's uncut opening. Instead of just jumping to a pale white figure sipping some liquid and disintegrating into some random water, the deleted version of this scene adds a few more engineers to the mix, showing this was actually something of a sacrificial ceremony. Elsewhere, android David's sudden murder at the hands of one of said engineers has some more light shed on it too. Rather than just being brassed off at being woken up by a robot, the extended version of the scene sees Weyland reveal he created David just like his creator made him, making them equals. The engineer clearly disagreed and took David's head for his troubles. Number 8. How Kirk reprogrammed the Kobayashi Maru simulation. Star Trek. James T. Kirk's cheating of the Kobayashi Maru simulation and the supposed no-win scenario in 2009 Star Trek reboot actually came with some additional deleted footage that added further background and clarity to a number of elements found in this early chapter of the eventual captain's story. The theatrical version of the space-aged reboot sees Kirk getting it on with Orion Cadet Gala for a spell, but the extended deleted scene actually connects this steamy moment with said simulation cheating, with Kirk using Gala by telling her to open a love letter he's typed for her at precisely 3 o'clock. Sure enough, when his lover reaches her Kobayashi Maru simulator control room console and opens the letter at that moment in time, the email contains a computer virus that alters the program to the point of Kirk being able to beat the test. Not only does this actually show how Kirk was able to get the better of Spock's simulation, but it also adds some weight to a pissed-off Gala's background glares throughout the court-martial scene in the theatrical version too. Number 7. Why Tembo really wanted to hunt the T-Rex. The Lost World Jurassic Park. Big game hunter Roland Tembo's willingness to come face-to-face with a Tyrannosaurus Rex and even attempt to hunt down the frightening prehistoric beast isn't really thoroughly explained during the finished Jurassic Park sequel article. Sure, the idea of taking down the greatest predator that ever lived was clearly at the forefront of his mind when leading the surreal safari on Isla Sorna, but a deleted scene from The Lost World actually showcases how Tembo was all but finished with the concept of hunting in the lead up to this highly specific mission. Weary over getting a little too good at the whole hunting malarkey, noting to partner Aja Sidhu that there was not enough escapes for you and me, and that the pair were a firing squad, it's evident Tembo is disenchanted about the concept of simply killing animals. He probably wanted to just further understand when his longtime ally approaches him in Kenya about an exciting new challenge. And it's that lack of real challenges and need to be more than just a firing squad, before he was fully convinced by Sidhu to lead the expedition, that also adds further depth to both Tembo's epic T-Rex quest and the impact the tragic loss of Aja in the field has on the highly skilled hunter in the end. Number 6. Sprite reveals how certain deviants have hid under humans' noses. Eternals. While it is noted during Chloe Zhao's out-of-this-world super feature how both the Eternals and their deviant mortal enemies had been battling it out on the planet for thousands of years, one question still went unanswered throughout the big screen tale. How did humans never spot any real trace of the latter predators on the planet before their supposed extinction? Well, according to a brief small-talk deleted exchange from the flick, said evidence may just have been sitting under the human race's nose all along. As Sprite recalls her and the Eternals' past to a Dane Whitman she's fairly confident won't believe a word she's spouting in a museum, she reveals that what he believes to be a Smilodon skeleton is actually a deviant, with the apex predators being known to take a similar form of whatever they kill thanks to their advanced evolution capabilities. It's not too difficult to imagine a deviant killing off one of these saber-toothed tigers many moons ago, and then taking on a skeletal form that resembled its prey. It likely explains why humans never really stumbled upon the fierce race too, with many a deviant skeleton probably looking too much like another recorded species for them to assume it was something different. Number 5. What went into the virus? Independence Day. It may still completely blow its disappointing sci-fi follow-up out of the water and then some, but that doesn't change the fact that there is one particular detail that rears its head during 1996's Independence Day that consistently produces a few unwanted chuckles upon a rewatch. Said moment centers around the idea of David Levinson being able to use 90s technology to upload a virus that would be compatible with and take down an invading alien race's own system. In the theatrically released feature, this is danced over in a bid to keep the story hurtling forward towards its thrilling climax. But there was actually a rather dense moment that Roland Emmerich originally shot for the film that thoroughly explains how Levinson was able to figure out his virus solution. This sequence would have seen Levinson given a tour of one of the alien ships by Dr. Brackish Oaken in Area 51. And it's in that moment when David would have broken their technological encryption after making a connection between the code seen on the ship and the one he deciphered for their countdown earlier in the flick. It's little surprise the scene was cut due to it being pretty darn dull and killing the momentum of the movie in the process. Number 4. Why Obi-Wan really didn't tell Luke about his father. Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. It's long been accepted that Obi-Wan Kenobi's call to lie to Luke Skywalker about precisely who his father was came out of his own need to protect Anakin's child from the truth, because he couldn't handle the truth. But an alternate iteration of Yoda's dying moments not used in the finished Return of the Jedi feature actually offers a different reason for Kenobi's lie on the matter. As Yoda himself notes during Luke's quest to discover the truth on his deathbed deleted scene, Obi-Wan would have told you long ago had I let him. Now a great weakness you carry, fear for you I do. So it actually seems as though Obi-Wan was under strict orders from the Jedi Master to not let Luke in on the Vader-Anakin secret as a way of trying to keep young Skywalker from gaining a great weakness in the Jedi's mission to topple the Sith and Empire once and for all. Number 3. Zeus explains how to use his Thunderbolt. Thor Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder's Zeus appeared to actually experience an unexpected change of heart in a few deleted scenes from the flick later released online. Instead of the titular god forcefully taking down Zeus in Omnipotent City, seizing his Thunderbolt and seemingly making an enemy for life in the process, soon leads to said unexpected change of heart. Far from the vengeful Zeus seen commanding his son to set his sights on the god of thunder in the film's end credits, this mighty god takes Thor under his wing and explains precisely how his weapon of choice actually, works. Something that isn't really detailed in the theatrically released film. Claiming that Thunderbolt can be anything and is just electricity, Zeus reveals that all Thor has to do is harness it by opening his heart, the place where power comes from if you didn't know. Yet they still reveal a little bit more about what goes into that powerful little bolt. Number 2. The origin of To Infinity and Beyond, Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear's To Infinity and Beyond battle cry has become synonymous with the Space Ranger and Toy Story franchise as a whole. And as expected, the iconic phrase was let loose a few more times during the recent Lightyear spin-off. But oddly enough, the actual origin of the legendary line wasn't really touched upon during the Buzz-centric tale, as evidenced in a scene that was originally set to go down in the film's first act. Before Alicia Hawthorne was given more time to shine in said first act, her granddaughter Izzy was gifted a scene that would have involved her first coming face-to-face with Buzz. And it's during this back and forth that Izzy explains her brother can count to infinity, but she wants to go beyond that. Buzz soon responds by telling her she can't because it's mathematically impossible to go beyond infinity. And so the moment a legendary phrase was officially born would have made its way into our galaxy, had it been left in the film, of course. Number 1. What happened to Malcolm? War for the Planet of the Apes. The trilogy concluding War for the Planet of the Apes came equipped with even more emotional haymakers and a humorous human vs. apes finale worthy of such a tremendous rebooted series. However, what it did not boast was an explanation as to what in the holy hell happened to Malcolm and the rest of his family, who became pals of Caesar and the gang one film earlier. A deleted scene that didn't find a way into Matt Reeves' last Apes entry did actually offer up said answer though. According to the Colonel, during a deleted conversation with a locked-up Caesar, upon arriving in the city, a man explained to him that he knew the ape and described him as remarkable after working together. Caesar soon realized he was talking about Malcolm, but after some pleading on Malcolm's behalf for the Colonel to make peace with Caesar and his pals, the Alpha Omega leader shot the ape ally dead. Sure, Caesar had already been dealt more than a few fatal blows up to this point, but lacing this brief explanation into the flick would have definitely further highlighted the Colonel's brutality and at least tied up one frustrating loose end from the franchise too. And that's our list of any other deleted sci-fi movie scenes that explain confusing moments. Let us know all about them in the comments section right down below, and do not forget to like, share, and click on that subscribe button while you're at it. Also, if you like this kind of thing, then head on over to whatculture.com and find some more incredible articles just like the one this video you're watching right now is based on. I've been Gareth from whatculture.com. Thank you as always for clicking on this lovely video today. Hopefully I'll see your faces very, very soon, but in the meantime, be good to yourself. Bye bye.